Hello everybody, welcome back to the Osteoarthritis YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at our top exercises for hip OA. So initially the best thing to do when you've been diagnosed with osteoarthritis of the hip is to add in mobility. So I'm going to show you the movement from all different positions depending on what is more comfortable. Starting off with circumduction, so 5 to 10 circles in one direction and then relaxing and changing sides. Then going into flexion, so this can be extremely challenging. You want to regain all vectors of motion. It is typically flexion and internal rotation that is most restrictive. So what I've done in the video is placed a pillowcase, or you can use a tea towel or a towel around your knee or underneath the knee to start to encourage flexion. You want to aim between 5 to 10 reps. If it feels comfortable, you can use the hand to assist. If lying on your back is too uncomfortable for your OA, or if you've got other ailments into the lower back, you can actually do it side lying. So exactly the same, you want to encourage that circumduction motion. The reason why is you want synovial fluid into the joint to help to reduce that stiffness and help to regain that range of motion. What you can also look at is flexion and extension. So you see how far I'm going with the flexion. Again, you want to build this up over time. You don't have to go this far. You want to start to encourage it, because just because it is restrictive doesn't mean that you don't want to have that range of motion within the hip joint. So the idea is encouraging mobility through the hip, and same with extension, so releasing around the front of the hip. Another alternative for mobility is standing. So you again trying to encourage that flexion and extension when standing. All vectors want to be slow and controlled, and for each one aiming between 5 to 10 reps morning and evening to improve range of motion, reduce stiffness and improve smoothness of movement. Again, choose which position is most comfortable for you. We then want to start to stretch. So again, I love using the handy pillowcase. It's just great for stretching and adding that stretch. So to get into the hip flexors and the quadriceps and the TFL, so all muscles around the front of the hip, you can clasp it around the foot and gently pull it back, because sometimes doing it without using that assistance can be such a struggle. We can also do this where you're going into the piriformis as well, so across the buttocks and into the glutes. Again, exactly the same, you're placing the pillowcase underneath the knee. The reason why is a lot of clients that I've seen with osteoarthritis really struggle to add in the stretching, so it's just showing alternatives, and you can pull it as far as you feel comfortable. So initially the foot might be on the floor and then building it up over time, aiming to hold each stretch for 15 to 30 seconds. We can also look at a hip flexor stretch in a upright position. So instead of what I showed you before about pulling the leg backwards, keeping the body upright and gently tipping the body forwards and then lifting the arm up. So you're going into that extended lunge position, aiming to hold between 15 and 30 seconds. Another key aspect that has to be established is strengthening around the hip with hip OA. Looking initially at the cam exercises to activate through gluteus medius min, which is the outer side of the hip for stabilisation. Aiming between 5 to 10 reps, slow and controlled within a pain-free range, building up that muscle strength. Once you've done this and that feels comfy, you can also straighten out the leg and increase the range of abduction. Only move on to this when you feel comfortable. If we can activate through the pelvic stabilizers, it helps to take pressure off through the joint as you're using the muscles to help with the movement and the support, and you can build this up over time to improve range of motion and improve stability. Finally, with strengthening, we also want to work through the glute max, so through the glute bridge. So making sure back is flat against the floor and you're gently lifting up, holding for a couple of seconds on end range and slowly coming down. Strengthening should be built up over time, slow and controlled, aiming between 10 to 15 reps.